there's a matter that's still in the public domain. The CJ's new venture. She's moved to the ECOWAS courts, seeking the same thing, justice, that they should give her $10 million.
Doesn't he know that international jurisdiction recognizes the sovereign of independent members of a treaty, especially one that deals with human rights, that you must exhaust local remedies before you go over your country's border to seek or remedy elsewhere. And she herself has filed processes in court which haven't come to an end. And then you go and pile up another one at the international level. The ECOWAS court will not tolerate this kind of behavior, because exhausting your local remedies is a cardinal principle of the court. And it is also contained in traditional international law. This is not just ECOWAS being characterized by it. If there is going to be an exception, it should be shown by evidence that local remedy is not available or is unwilling to deal with your case. But you keep filing processes and you keep losing. You see, what she is doing is that she is aware that she may lose her job. And therefore, she won't go quietly. She wants to take Ghana down with it. If that is the case, then she wasn't even good as a Chief Justice. Assuming that she wins these cases and get her post back, how is she going to relate to the executive? Only president, Betra Addo. You know why we make this book about Addo? Because such a little animal and the skin cannot take more than two people, one person. She must exhaust local remedies first. And some of her defenses, they are so far-fetched. Bad law. I don't understand. In first response, before the prima facie case was established, she took on the defense of res judicata, that Professor Azar was the one who petitioned first, and that case has been disposed of. But the doctrine of res judicata says that when an initial issue has been taken through procedure to the point of finality, the person cannot be tried for the same offense. Professor Asare's petition was not carried to finality. It did not even pass the hurdle of prima facie. Akufo Addo considered it as unmeritorious. So he did not even bother to institute a committee, the Judicial Committee of 5. It died halfway, which means the point of finality of proceedings had not been reached. So you still cannot use res judicata as your defense. All these are so obvious. Law 101. And you, a woman who has practiced law for more than 20 years, cannot see through it. His appointment was even a mistake from the beginning, because she doesn't appear to know the law.
She doesn't appear to know the law.
Yes. Otherwise, why this case at ECOWAS? What does he want ECOWAS to do? Overlook the principle of exhaustion of local remedies and deal with your case?
But you also talked about the fact that she's taken this to, I think, the Supreme Court, and
Yes.
she lost the case. So at least you could say that I've been to the highest.
She filed a writ for review. A review at the High Court. So she's still pursuing local remedy. And your local remedy hasn't come to an end, and you go to an international court.
But they also suggest that that's not necessarily a requirement, that you can still file if you're still pursuing some here.
In very exceptional cases, where the local court has declined jurisdiction, then you can go to the international court. Or when you've got a judgment that you think is not fair to you. It's just like taking a case from the High Court to the Appeals Court and from the Appeal Court to the Supreme Court.
Well, Doc, thank you.
Yes, and I thank you. If you are a foreigner.
What do you expect the government to do to at least, if there's a way of maybe negotiating this further or anything so that we don't incur any further costs?
Well, maybe, like you suggest, it must go into negotiation. The contractor wants his money for doing no work at all. But we are prepared to pay you something. If you insist, we will then go to arbitration or to court and say that this contract was not sanctioned by Parliament. Is a contractor not a foreigner?
Yes.
If you are a foreigner, then the whole project should have come to Parliament. Not the concept itself, but the bill of quantities. Because every contract, especially a construction contract, must have attached a bill of quantities for parliamentary perusal and approval.
On this particular, because I have one more issue to it.
A review of the High Court decision. So the law stands. There is clear evidence of intention to cause financial loss to the state on the part of Akufo Addo and all those people who are associated with it. Then there have been breaches of our national procurement law. Some of the contracts were of an international nature, and they should have gone to Parliament for ratification. They didn't do that. Then there is the lies being told by Ofori Atta, taking money out of Parliament to finance this dream of Akufo Addo without parliamentary approval. And when asked, he put it to a statement in the budget that says that you have a contingency fund. Say he didn't take it from the contingency fund, but he took it from the contingency vote. All these are cost-wallops. These people are criminals, and they should be made to pay for it. The discrepancies in the accounting system of the cathedral is also ground for prosecution because there was real intention. It was not even reckless action. It was just intentional. And in criminal law, all you have to prove is that the actions took place and they were actuated by malice.
So on this, having gotten this detail from the minister seated right next to you here.
I've been privileged to also have gotten the audit report, the management responses, the management letter. And when I went through, I cried within me. I realized that in this country, people steal in the name of religion. They steal, they do all manner of nasty things using the name of either God or Allah. You recently heard, Wallahi, Wallahi. These are some of the things you must be prevented. They go there, they quote Matthew, they quote Nehemiah. Interestingly, this report has Nehemiah Group, remember? And let me say something about the Nehemiah Group. Whereas the government, in one aspect, whereas the government was saying that it owed Nehemiah Group almost $1 million, more than $1 million, Nehemiah Group was saying we were owed $155,000. You see, in most of the cases, whereas the vendors were saying we were owed less, the National Cathedral, they were saying that we owe them more. Yes. Because in the case of Ajay says you have paid me 117 million. The secretariat was saying, oh, we only paid 113 million. But you know, the office of the special prosecutor at one point invited former President John Mahama and questioned him. This is an opportunity for this administration to also question Nana Akufo Addo. You know why? Because he paid. In one of the responses, they started making payments way ahead of even signing agreement. Yeah. And when the secretariat, they were asked, they said, oh, we didn't know anything about it. This one, it was His Excellency.
That's what the secretariat said.
That's what the secretariat said. In their response to the president, but they mentioned Nana Akufo Addo's name, that he engaged them and started paying so they can go and find out from him. So they have given you a clue that go and find out from him. And let us know whether or not he had that power to do what he did. I totally disagree with anybody that would say that we should go ahead with this cathedral business.
You disagree?
I disagree.
Dr. In fact, thinks otherwise.
In the next 10 years, if my administration, my candidate was in power, what we would have done was to have have a very big billboard by the site and write how not to govern the country. That site. So that it will serve as a guide to future leaders of this country. Who will do that? If we're going to add even the value of the land, plus the demolition to the $97 million, you will be running into $200 million without nothing. And he says it's a good project. Look, the National Cathedral, they claim to have collected close to 40 million through mobile money. When Deloitte and Gertrude went through, almost close to 39 million were reverse monies, Momo. That's why it couldn't go through. Meanwhile, you had accounted for, what do you call it, 40 million.
So how come?
Yes, I said people are stealing and doing all manner of things in the name of God. We are unable to tell them in this country. We must confront them. When we confront people, they say we shouldn't touch the anointing. We will touch your anointing. Because this is how anointing is. That is a very bad anointing. Are you with me?
You are touching the anointing?
We have to touch because some anointings are very bad.
Touch not my anointing.
Who are the anointed?
Do my prophet
these are not prophets.
Really?
When people, you are claiming that when we go to Rome, we will see what? Cathedrals. Are people in Rome sleeping on their belly or, sleeping on their belly to go to school or to write? Go and see the roads that we ply on. 97 million. The contractor between Amasaman and Sawam, he is demanding $45 million. Is that not the case? We have used 97 million to sink a hole. Is it not pathetic? And this is a party that is telling you that we should give them an opportunity to come and lead us so that they can further dig holes. That will not happen. We must not allow that. It's pathetic. But you see, on the basis of the management letters alone, without any forensic audit, it is enough to indict a lot of people. People must be lined up and prosecuted.
Based on this?
Based on, is enough what I read and what is in their responses to the auditor, so pathetic. They didn't have answers to almost all the questions or issues that were raised. They were running away. They were running away. We are in this country, even Bangu and Fufu, we haven't finished it. So we are going to cook Jewish foods in a cathedral. What is that going to do to us?
That's continental.
Continental. Alfredo. So our embassy and Bangu is not good enough. Something that you have eaten since infancy, grown with it, all of a sudden you have gotten anointed, so you must depart from what brought you up. All right, let me end it here and then see
what you want is that in the end you want prosecution and retrieval of our money.
It has to happen. I have set time with that number, that the number of people that must face prosecution, the monies are in people's pockets. They are flaunting it in our faces. They are walking about with it. We know them. They also know us. We know where they came from and what they have today. Lifestyle audit alone will identify or determine all these issues. And all of us will be free. So this National Cathedral, now that we are going to go into it, it will be a beautiful scene for all of us. You get my point? Someone borrows money to the cathedral. He says it's a soft loan. Which soft loan do you pay back within 7 days? How can a soft... I give you money. I say it's a soft loan. It means I'm going to give you in ample time to pay, maybe without interest. He gave the money within 7 days, he took it back. Without documentation. Without documentation. If he was running his own business, would he do that? And when we say they will begin, they want to pray against us. That prayer will never work. Because that child in my village who hasn't eaten,
I've started.
You are using our monies anyhow, and you say, Here Baba. It's not good enough. It's a sad situation.
No, but the trustees, they were very clear. They've been consistent that they would not, in their view, this site must be used for the project of the cathedral and nothing else.
If you go and ask them again, they will tell you that they don't want to even talk about the national cathedral. And this was a cathedral that had our revered ministers run away from it before it was even dissolved. Remember, Otabo left. Remember, Duncan Williams left. Why were they leaving? That Howard Mills had left. Why were they leaving? It's not good. I mean, nobody can be proud of what they have done. Even the former president will not be proud of it.
Akufo Addo?
He will not. This thing, it is enough not to allow MPP to come to power again. I'm telling you.
This cathedral?
It's enough. It's enough.
Let me provide you some information. You see, I forgot. You see, you do know that as I speak to you, even though the site has been abandoned, every day we incur costs.
Can you imagine?
The contract was so lopsided. And you know why? Because they have cranes and other equipment there.
Can you imagine?
They rented it. So the person they rented it from must be paid. But to the extent that it remains on that site, every day we pay. That is why the president has asked that the Attorney General takes lawful steps to terminate that contract. Because it's lopsided. Completely not in our interest.
I see.
And the site has been abandoned for 3 years. Yet every day we pay.
So it's not good. It's not good. And I believe that those that wanted to do propaganda, when I saw our brothers from the other side start making noise that people have been vindicated, I said, so are you proud that you have this hole with this magnitude? Initially, I thought it was even $58 million. That was what I was running with. Until the minister's expose
of 97 million.
Maybe you have to do further check. There could be other hidden costs that you don't know. Because it was free for all. Free for all. And in this country, we are afraid to confront people that go by this cassock and stuff. We are afraid. We are all of us. They have been able to put us into our place. That, hey, when you speak against them, you are demonic. But it doesn't work like that. This is taxpayers' money. We need money to do a lot of developmental works. You understand? So that's it.
It's also, President, Agyarko, this just because of the detail we have gotten today, and then also the point made about what has to be done beyond this, because now, yes, the details are, in fact, the audit, the management letter has been published. It's a public document. And where can they find it? Because we
website.
serialized it on freenews.com.
We didn't put it out. We actually gave it to the media
then,
so that you use your independent platforms to publish.
So you serialize it on freenews.com.
Yeah.
You go there, you'll find it as well. We've taken time to break it down. Yeah. Lawyer Christian Mamhesi is joining us as well, private legal practitioner. Thank you so much for making the time to join us.
Alfred,
lawyer.
In Ghana, we respect personalities than the law, than enforcing the law. Constitutional Review Committee, that's where I'll start from. The Constitutional Review Committee should make sure they do what? They take out immunity for our presidents. They take out immunity for our presidents so that they can answer to some of these things that they do. If I had my own way, we would. If I had my own way, the immunity of President Akufo Addo is for how many years? What's the president's immunity?
3 years after leaving. After 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, Article 57.
We either waive that immunity or wait for the 3 years and question him.
No, it's counting now.
3 years from the time he leaves office.
3 years
So,
from
yeah.
Let's waive it.
So from now to 3 years,
Let's waive it.
can do anything. Yeah.
You know why we should waive it? This land that we see there is causing financial loss to the state.
Right. You want
They should waive President Akufo Addo's immunity so that
now he doesn't have immunity now.
Well, he doesn't have it now.
No, up until 3 years, he
Up
doesn't have
until-
immunity. Yes, he gets immunity after 3 years.
So now we can question him.
Yes.
Call him and question him. Because this went to cabinet. President Bawumia is doing what?
That is only an assumption, though, that he went to cabinet.
Whatever
Let's make proof of it.
whatever the case is, I'm sure he didn't take decisions on his own. Look, this particular project started as what? I had a conversation with God that if I win the election, I'll do what? I'll build a cathedral in honor of his name. Was it a national project? Was it in the MPP manifesto? Was it part and parcel of the manifesto they campaigned on? It wasn't. It was a personal pledge. So he owes responsibility to us to explain how monies have been spent. If they are not prepared to question him, they should question President Bawumia, Vice President Bawumia, to tell us what he knew about this project. This is causing financial loss to the state. Even let's put aside the monies that have been invested in. All those properties that were broken down, do you know how much it cost? Some of those properties are in the UK, what do they call it? They are listed buildings. Listed building from a colonial time, which shows history of this country. He broke all down. For what? A hole? A hole?
A cathedral.
And as a whole. Do you have a cathedral at the end? Is there a cathedral standing there? Is there a foundation of a cathedral standing there? Is there? Can Ghanaians say, if for nothing at all, we have one-room cathedral on that land? Absolutely nothing. And then what? We sit and we fold our arms and say, oh, President Akufo Addo has no responsibility. He has massive responsibility. And he should be questioned about it. Because it is absolutely wrong to cause such financial loss to the state, and we keep quiet. If I were a Vice President Bawumia wanting to stand for president of this country, that would be the first place, the first thing I would try as much as possible to clarify. Because he was part of government. He's the only one who can walk into the president's office without an appointment. Only one. And is he trying to tell us that when all this was going on, he absolutely said nothing about it? He didn't know anything about it? So what is your responsibility as a vice president? You don't sit with your boss who held your hand. And let's face it, nobody voted for Vice President Bawumia. He was taken in conjunction with what? The president. So it's the president's handbag. Wherever the president goes, he goes with him. Campaigns, he campaigns with him. So he has a responsibility to the people of Ghana. This is a lot of money. You are now saying from 58 to what? 97 million US dollars. That could have built good schools, good hospitals for the people of Ghana. And we are keeping quiet because personalities are bigger than the law in this country. Something should be done. We shouldn't leave it just like that. And nobody should say, oh, because he was president. You are a servant to the people, aren't you? President Mahama, he's servant to the people. President Akufo Addo was a servant to the people. And when you have a servant, are you not supposed to be responsible to the people? Can't the people question you, why did you do this? And what took you to do this? And the monies you put in there, how do you... Because look at the discrepancies in the payment from the different reports we've got. Felix has just looked at it. Yeah. Different. That goes to show that there was wuru-wuru in the thing.
There was what?
Wuru-wuru.
What is wuru-wuru?
Go to Nigeria, they'll tell you what wuru-wuru is. There was underhand business in the thing. Because right now, we are looking for who? Ken Ofori Atta. Where is he? They say he's not well. And because he's not well, we can't question him. President Akufo Addo, he has immunity. So, we can still question him, but nobody will dare approach him.
Why you think?
Let the Attorney General take it up.
Right.
Let the Attorney General take it up and question, because if it were me, would they not question me? Would they not pull me in? Would they not say, Kwame Janto, how did you spend XYZ? Huh? So what is different? Is anybody who has been given, who has been voted into power, are they much more higher and better than we, the citizens of Ghana? What does the Constitution say about the citizens of Ghana? Doesn't ultimate power reside in them?
Yes, indeed. This week, we got notice from the Special Prosecutor's Office about some charges against Mustafa Hamid and others, the former CEO of the NPA. Let's put that on the screen. Yesterday, we got details of the charges broken down. The Mustafa Hamid, the former CEO of NPA, he chaired the UPPF Management Committee. The total charges against him: 3, count 1, conspiracy to commit extortion; count 2, extortion by public officer; count 5, using public office for profit. Then you go on to the others as well. Jacob Kwabena Agyarko, 18 counts: conspiracy to commit extortion, using office for private gain, or that's for profit, money laundering. And then you have as well Wendy Newman, a staff, audit department, NPA, total charges 10. She's not alone in this. And then Albert Ankra was then director of Propness Limited. Is one of 3 artificial persons charged in this. 2 counts. Isaac Mensah, 3 charges. Conspiracy to launder money. Bright Bediako Mensah, CEO of Propnest and Care Logistics, King's Energy, 6 charges. And then you have Kweku Annan as well, the director of Care Logistics and King's Energy as well. I mean, you saw this, Lawyer Hesimam. Yes. There's been concerns raised about the mugshots that of these persons that were put out, but then also this further detail. How does this strike you? Maybe a few minutes.
Yes, thank you very much. I mean, for the mugshots, I believe it's totally wrong, especially if the law does not provide for it. Why make that out? And it creates a certain prejudice in the minds of the public. You are convicting these persons before they have a day in court, especially the charges leveled against them. It is a very tall order. We are yet to go through trial to have evidence-led cross-examination, court to come to a conclusion. So it is very, very unwarranted. It is more of a show of bravado that the OSP has involved itself in, to show that, yes, the law is with me and I can run it. My point is that if the law does not provide for it, it's needless. Show working, just go straight to the point. You are a courtroom person. Go to court, do your work, and let us see the work that you are putting out there. than all these superfluous activities.
I see. On this one, there, you look at the charges leveled against these persons, a tough nut to crack, or you think that the OSP might have something up his sleeves that we don't know about?
Oh, by all means, the OSP will have something up his sleeves that we don't know about, because we all know that it's not a child's play to lay criminal charges. So if they didn't have the evidence, they wouldn't do that. I mean, if you read the facts, you see that they say that about 24 million cedis went through Mustafa Hamid's hands directly. That means that they would be bringing the very persons who put that money in his hands. Because, I mean, you would have no basis for saying he received 24 million cedis directly if you would not adduce that evidence. Right. You know, the total figure is 280. They are saying out of that figure, Mustafa Hamid, wallahi, he received 24 million Ghana cedis directly in his hands, direct cash. You see? And so that means that they would be bringing the witnesses. And, you know, the whole thing that when we started hearing this through the grapevine, I was like, is that the wallahi, man? I mean, come on. About 8 years ago, he said the NDC had run the country down. We need to rescue this country, shed tears. We should have known that he should be the last person to be caught like that. Cheap. Very
but
cheap.
Of course, they are innocent until guilty.
No.
They are innocent. No,
by all means,
I just wanted you to...
Yes, so let's clarify this, please. We are not saying here that he's guilty of a criminal offense. What I'm saying is that, but there are facts that will show that he's received money that is not his salary. That one I'm allowed to say.
Okay.
He has received money that is not his fuel allowance. It's not his entertainment allowance. It's not rent allowance. That money, Article 284 of the Constitution doesn't allow him to receive it. Okay, so that one we can say, notwithstanding that there's a court action. There's evidence that he's received 24 million cedis. Look, that money, even in 8 years, his salary will never amount to that amount of money. Okay. But as we see today, he's received that. Look, and you know that thing, it didn't start today. You know, Mustafa Hamid's thing, these things that OSP is now brought out, you see, it's not every... Okay, right. So we just leave it at that. Let it go to court. But, you know, the whole thing is that, once again, people of Ghana, thank you very much for the change we brought about. If we hadn't kicked these guys out, you think we would have gotten to the bottom of some of these cases. Right. So thank you.
Right. And I know that this is one that you are looking into, so we'll stay the steam on it in the coming... Lajantwa, please.
You see, one thing that I tend not to like is the fact that when cases like this come up, the court of public opinion takes the lead. All the people there are innocent until proven guilty. Full stop. It's up to the public prosecutor to make sure that the evidence that he brings to court proves guilt. And in questions of evidence, on the defense side, the moment they start plugging holes of doubt, then the prosecutor has to make sure that the evidence he's putting out there is strong. I won't go any further. I just want the OSP to come into court with a watertight evidence that will do what? That would indict them. If he doesn't bring watertight evidence and they are found innocent, then there's a huge question mark why he brought this case to court.
And if they are found innocent, they are found innocent. All these mark shots that he had put out there, their reputational damage, they'll come for restitution.
So
they'll file for claims.
As much as possible in this country, let's try not to play the public opinion card. If this were any other country, yes, you hear they have been arrested, and that would be till the facts come out in court. Remember, the law is in the bosom of the judge. The judge will listen to both sides, use the law, and see whether, yes, the accused are guilty or not. So, it's coming to court when? Is it 23rd?
23rd, yes.
23rd of July.
It's on Wednesday.
Let's see.
Well, I have a small, maybe lawyer ma'am can help me, and lawyer. What is the implication of charging a business entity, Kel or Justice? If you say you've charged them in a criminal trial, what does it mean? Who are you going to hold?
So it's through the directors. The law allows it.
Not a civil case, but
no, criminal. It's always been our law, but we don't use it that much. It's in the Act 30. You can charge a company.
Okay. So then, what would be the sanction for SIP?
Yes. So
let's say the director who is in charge now was not the one who committed the offense. What do you do?
So the one who is in charge now should come and answer. If the company, they think they have a strong defense, and the former one will be the best to testify, they will go bring him to come in.
No. What I mean is that, yes, the facts will be established that there was wrongdoing. Yes. But you say the directors will be held liable. So what happens to the directors? Are they likely to suffer jail terms upon conviction?
Sometimes it depends. Sometimes yes.
No. Okay. So, for instance, as I said, you were the director who was in charge at the time the offense happened, but you are no longer there. A new director, Mr. Mam is the new director. But it was during your time that this company has been charged for this offense. So you will be the one to go there.
Yes, the one who is currently.
So what then happens if you are found guilty? Would it be fair to jail you when you were not responsible for the activities?
I believe that if it could be inferred by piercing the veil that even though Lawyer Kwebu is the current director of the company,
he didn't commit the...
but it could be inferred by fact and law that indeed I perpetuated fraud, even though I could be held to...
No, but for the company, let's make it simple this way. The director won't go to jail. Yes. Okay. If once they say the corporate, so it's a corporate entity that will be found liable, they will pay fines, etc.
Whatever the case is, if he's not dead, he can be pulled in.
But individually, but not as a
individual.
As a company.
It's an interesting...
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.